Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJO Network presents another exciting edition of Fall Classic Baseball. The 1983 postseason is on the air. We are here at Tiger Stadium. This is Game 3 of the American League Championship Series between the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. This series is tied 1 game apiece. Each team has shut each other out in this series. The White Sox shut the Tigers out in Game 1. The Tigers shut the White Sox out in Game 2. So right now, anybody's guess is how this series is going to go here in Fall Classic. So now we switch to Tiger Stadium. We will definitely have games 3, 4, and 5 here at this place where most home runs usually occur, and should be a lot of fun between these two. Brian B. and Ben Witts are first to join us here at Tiger Stadium. Not an empty seat anywhere here in this place. They're ready to watch a big game, but in the ALCS as their rivals, the White Sox, play the Tigers. So without further ado, it is time to get started for tonight's ball game. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, their number 3 starter, Dan Petry. He has a record of 1 win and no losses in the postseason, and he is going to be a B-grade pitcher tonight. So he takes the mound. The White Sox will now bat first as we go to the top of the first. It's time to get things rolling. We're going to use blue, white, and white dice. Tigers are the home team. Leading off for the White Sox will be the center fielder, Rudy Law. He's batting .250 for the postseason. Fans at Tiger Stadium. Series is tied at 1. This series can go anywhere right now. Dan Petry pitching for the Tigers tonight. B grade. Everybody is set. Everybody is ready. It's time for the first pitch. Let's see what Fall Classic has to say. Starts with a 42, and that is going to be a walk. So Dan Petry, the first thing he does is walk Rudy Law. And Law will trot to first. And Law has a plus sign here, which means he gets a steal attempt. And I'm going to send him. Let's see here. Law has a 17. And Parrish has a strong arm, so it would be a 1-15. A 1-15, he would be safe, but Petry tries to pick him off. We roll the white die as well. So on a 1, Petry tries to pick him off. Let's see what happens. Law's on his way to second, and he's safe easily. That's a 1-3. Could be a possible error on Parrish, but his error rating is a 0. Law's going to be safe. So Rudy Law will steal second base there on a leadoff walk. So he's now at second. And now the batter is the catcher, Hall of Famer, Carlton Fisk. Yes, one of the best catchers of all time. Law on at second. Petry will deal. And that's a 34. And that's going to be a base hit given up by Petry. And that's going to be a base hit to right field. But there's going to be a play at the plate, assist chance. So here comes Law. Law coming around third. Fisk says it goes fast runner, batter to second. He'll have to hold it first. So Law coming around third. Here comes the throw from the right fielder, Glenn Wilson. He wasn't too bad. His assist rating is a 4. And he's out. 1 down. Rudy Law tries to get home. And that's going to be a single, but there's a play at the plate, and Rudy Law is out. Stadium cheers. Yay! Big time throw by Glenn Wilson in right field, and Fisk has to hold it first. And now here comes the right fielder, Hall of Famer. No. Harold Baines. Baines is batting .208 for the postseason. Law, by the way, was batting .250, and Carlton Fisk was only batting .042. Chuck Rawlings joins us here at Tiger Stadium. Pitch from Petry, 11, walk 1-8. That's a 16. That's a swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Petry at 122 of them in 83, 2 down. And now the White Sox designated hitter, Greg Wheels Luzinski. He's batting 4 for 17 for the postseason. He does have a home run. 2 outs now. Fisk on at first. Petry will pitch. 34, and that's going to be a base hit. Luzinski will get a single, and it's going to be a base hit to center field. Fisk is going to hold at second base. It says first to third holds, so Fisk will hold. So a single for Luzinski. And now here comes the left fielder, Ron Kittle. Kittle batting .238 for the playoffs. He's got 3 home runs in the postseason so far. Fisk on at second, Luzinski on at first. Petry will pitch. And 42, and that's going to be ball 4. Petry having a rough inning. So now he walks Kittle. And the bases are full of pale hose. Second walk given up by Petry. And now the first baseman, Greg Walker. Walker batting 4 for 13 for the playoffs. Bases already loaded here, top of the first. Dan Petry looks like he may be a little shell-shocked. We'll see. Walker at the plate. 2 outs. Petry will deal. And that's a 12, and that's going to be an out. It'll be a ground ball to first base. Picked up by Cabell. Petry will come over. He'll underhand it to him. And the Tigers get out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, a couple of walks, and a stolen base, but the White Sox don't get anything. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, their number 3 starter, Britt Burns, and he's going to be an A-grade pitcher due to the outing he had in his first start. Burns is 1-0 in the postseason, but he's an A-grade tonight. Leading off for the Tigers, second baseman Lou Whitaker, who should be in the Hall of Fame. He's batting .445, and he's got 2 home runs. Whitaker doing a good job. Burns will deal. Burns, 45, and that's going to be an out. It's a hard line drive right to third. That's gloved by Vance Law, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up the shortstop, Alan Trammell. Hall of Famer. Needs to have Whitaker there with him. Trammell is also batting .445, the same exact batting average that Whitaker has. Trammell also does have a home run. XSG2 and David Baker join us here at Tiger Stadium. As Burns says, excellent. 1 out. Burns will pitch. And that's a 42, and that is going to be an out. That's a fly ball to center field. That'll be easily caught by Rudy Law, and that's out number 2. Burns is an A pitcher, so that becomes an out instead of a walk. 2 down, and here comes the left fielder, Larry Herndon. He's batting .260 for the playoffs. Burns will pitch, and 53, possible strikeout. The 18 is a no. Now it's a range play, and that's going to be a 1-base single to the shortstop. That's going to be a chance for Fletcher. Fletcher was excellent. His range is an 18. That's a 3. Fletcher makes that with no problem. He'll go ahead and toss it over, and that's a ground out to short. And 1, 2, 3 go the Cats. No score after 1. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the White Sox, third baseman Vance Law. He's batting 6 for 18 for the playoffs. Petry hoping to have a better inning. And 41, that's not going to be a better inning. That's going to be ball 4. He'll walk Law. That's already the 3rd walk given up by Petry. And now the shortstop, Scott Fletcher. Fletcher batting .250 for the playoffs. Law on at first. Once again, Petry having a kind of a quirky start. Pitch underway. 62, and that's going to be an out. And let's see what that's going to be. It's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Fielder's choice at second. Strong arm second baseman turns double play. Whitaker is an average arm. That's going to be a fielder's choice. So Law is out at second. Fletcher will take first. And one down. Next batter, the second baseman, Julio Cruz. He's batting 3 for 19 for the playoffs. Fletcher stays at first. Pitch from Petry. 25, that's going to be an out. And it's also going to be a ground out to short. Again, fielder's choice at second. Strong arm second baseman turns double play. Whitaker is an average arm. That's another fielder's choice. 2 away. Cruz will take first. And here's Rudy Law. He walked his first time up and stole a base. Jimmy Jam joins us here at Tigers Stadium. It's Jimmy Jam and David Vega versus Ben Witz and Chuck Rawlings in the chat. Petry will deal. And 21, that's an out. It's going to be a grounder to second base this time. That'll be handled by Whitaker. And he's going to throw to first to get Law. And that it starts off a little wonky for Petry, but he gets it done. Nothing across except the walk. We go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Tigers is the catcher, Lance Parrish. He's batting .320 for the playoffs. He does have 3 home runs. Bottom of the second. Series tied here, ALCS, 1 game apiece. Burns will get on the mound. Pitch coming. 62. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. First strikeout for Burns. He had 115 of them in 83. Here's the first baseman, Enos Cabell. Cabell batting .149 for the playoffs. Way underachieving, but he is beginning to make some headway. Burns will deal. Pitch. 34. That's going to be a base hit. That'll be hit past third, and Cabell gets a single. First hit of the game for the Tigers. And now the right fielder, Glenn Wilson. Wilson batting .348 for the playoffs. He does have a home run. Tigers have the most home runs of the final 4 teams in the postseason. Cabell will stay at first. Burns will deal. And 51, possible strikeout. That's a 3. That's a called strike 3 on Wilson. He's out. And that is strikeout number 2. And that looked like a good pitch. Probably was, maybe looked a little high, but the umpire rings him up. 2 down. And now the center fielder, Chet Lemon, one of the more underrated players in baseball history. He's only batting .182 for the playoffs. He does have a home run. Cabell on it first. Pitch from Burns. 65. 65. That's a possible home run, a 1-5, but that's an 8. That's going to be a high fly ball to left field. Going back for that is Kittle. He's at the track. He's going to pull it down. It's just going to die out there, and the inning is over. Lemon just misses it, and that's going to be a fly out to left. No runs, a hit for the Tigers. No score after 2. Lemon just misses one. Burns is a 1-5 as an A grade. We go to the top of the third. Leading off will be Pudge, Carlton Fisk. He got a single his first time up. Petry will go ahead and deal. Petry, 33, base hit. Fisk leads off with a single. So the White Sox are getting hits. They're just not getting runs. Base hit for Fisk. He'll hold it first. And here's the bum that thinks he still belongs in the Hall of Fame, and that is Baines. Baines is 0 for 1. Fisk on it first. Petry, he will pitch. And 45, that's going to be an out, and that will be a grounder out. Baines is a lefty, so that's going to be hit to second base. That's going to be a double play. 4-6-3 double play, 2 outs. An out G means it's an automatic grounder, and it works like an out X, and there are 2 away as Baines grounds out into the 4-6-3. Dan Petry very good at getting grounders that year. Here comes Wheels. Luzinski got a single his first time up. Petry will pitch. And 55, homer 1-6, 777. That is a 2, and that is that's pretty much gone. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Luzinski. His second bomb of the postseason. Stadium groans. That wasn't really the fault of Petry. Luzinski just powered that one out of there. A 1-6 is a homer. That's a 2, and that is out of here. It's 1-0 White Sox. Here comes Kittle. Kittle walked his first time up. Paul Sheridan joins us here at Tigers Stadium. Yep, Greg Luzinski channeled his inner Greg Luzinski. Petry will pitch. And 45, that's going to be an out, and that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. That'll be picked up there by Trammell. He throws to first to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits. A solo bomb by Luzinski. His second home run of the playoffs. We go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Tigers will be their designated hitter, Kirk Gibson. He's batting .238 with a home run in the playoffs. Burns, he will deal. And 11, that's an out. That's a ground out to second base. And Cruz will get that and throw it over. Here's the third baseman, Tom Brookins. Brookins is batting .305 for the postseason. He is way overachieving. He only batted .214 in 83. Burns will deal. 66, that's a 6, and Brookins going to get another hit. That's a double. He smacks that one past short, and that goes into the gap. Brookins is going to turn around first. He's going to slide into second, and that's a double for Brookins. Brookins comes away with a 1-out 2-bagger. He's on at second, and now the batter is Whitaker. Whitaker is 0 for 1. Brookins on at second. 1-0 Tigers here, bottom of the third. ALCS tied at 1. Burns will pitch to Whitaker. That's a 44. That's a base hit. Whitaker will get a single. Will it score Brookins? Base hit to left field, and there's going to be a play at the plate. Assist chance. Batter to second. So Brookins rounding third. Whitaker's already at second. Brookins coming home. That throw is coming from left field. That is Ron Kittle. Kittle has an assist arm of 3. The throw, the play at the plate. He's safe. The score is tied. Stadium cheers. Yay! That's going to be an RBI double by Lou Whitaker. As Brookins comes around third, Ron Kittle, an assist rating of 3. That's a 4. He won't get him. And we're tied at 1. And for the first time in this series, there will not be a shutout. So Whitaker comes through with a big-time single. I'll make that a double instead. And now the batter is Trammell. Trammell is 0 for 1. Tied at 1 now, bottom of the third. Whitaker on at second. Burns will pitch. And that's a 26 against the lefty. It's a base hit. Burns is a lefty. That's a single for Trammell. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. And once again, second to home, there's going to be a play at the plate. Whitaker rounding third. Trammell will take second. Center fielder is Law. His assist rating is a 2. The play. He's out. 2 down. Rudy Law gets Whitaker at the plate. 2 away. Single for Trammell, but the Tigers cannot take the lead. Heck of a throw by Rudy Law. An assist rating of 2, rolls a 1. And Trammell will take second, 2 down. And now the batter is Herndon. Herndon is 0 for 1. Trammell on at second. Tied at 1. Tigers try to take the lead. Burns will go ahead and he will pitch to Herndon. And that's a 63. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the side is retired. That's the third K for Burns. But 1 run on 3 hits for the Tigers. You think they should have gotten more. But they do go ahead and get them. And we're tied at 1 after 3. We go to the top of the 4th. That's the one thing I do like about the fast action cards. It tells you exactly really what's going to happen pretty much. Petry back on the mound. Greg Walker leads off for the White Sox. He's 0 for 1. One of the reasons why I really am enjoying Fall Classic. Petry will pitch. And 23, swing and a miss, struck him out. They'll go ahead and get Walker, and that is the second strikeout for Petry, 1 away. Here's Vanslaw. He walked his first time up. Petry, he will pitch. 41, that's ball 4. He walked him. Another walk given up by Petry. Petry giving out free passes. Second time Laws walked. And that is the 1, 2, 3. That is the 4th walk given up by Petry. It'll now bring up Fletcher. Kind of makes sense, though. Law did have 51 walks that year. So he walked a lot, apparently. Fletcher, the batter, he's 0 for 1. 1 out. Top of the 4th. Law on it first. Petry will deal. And 35, that's going to be an out. And let's see what kind of out that'll be. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Fielder's choice at second. Strong arm second base turns double play. Well, we already know Whitaker is average. And that's going to be a fielder's choice. So Fletcher will take over at first base, 2 down. Another fielder's choice done. Here comes Cruz. Tigers not really turning double plays here. And let's see here. Cruz is the batter. Fletcher on it first, 2 men down. Top of the 4th. Petry will deal. And 64, that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a grounder. Cruz batting from the left side. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. That'll get picked up by Whitaker. He'll throw to first for the out. And the side is retired. Nothing across except a walk. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Another low-scoring game so far. Although the Tigers did put 7 on the board in game 2 in the shutout there. Leading off for the Tigers is Lance Parrish. He's 0 for 1. Burns is an A grade tonight. Petry is a B. Pitch coming from Burns. And 33, that's a base hit. Parrish will hit one into right, and Parrish will hold there. Parrish gets a single. So right now, Britt Burns, even though he's only given up the 1 run, he's having some issues at the plate today. Here's Cabell. Cabell got a single his first time up. Parrish will hold it first. Burns will deal. And 41, and that's going to be ball 4. He walked him. He goes ahead and walks Cabell, and now the Tigers got something going on here. Runners at first and second, no one out. That's only the first walk given up by Burns. And now here's Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 1. Runners at first and second, no one out. Burns checking in, gets the sign from Pudge. Fans here at Tiger Stadium know Wilson can get the job done. Burns will deal. And 12, that's going to be an out, and that is an out X. That's going to be a double play, automatic, and that's going to be 6-4-3 double play. Parrish will go to third, and that's out number 2. Out 1 and 2, I should say. 2 down. Cabell grounds out into the out X. Wilson grounds out into the out X, which is an automatic double play. Parrish moves to third. And that is a 6-4-3. And now the batter is Lemon. Lemon is 0 for 1. Just missed a home run. Parrish on at third. Burns gets the sign. Fans here at Tiger Stadium trying to mess with Britt. Britt will deal. And 11, walk 1-2. And that's a hit by pitch. That's a 14. +1 will make it, actually hit by pitch. He's hit. Plunk, ouch. Lemon is hit by the pitch. And he'll go to first. First hit batter of the game. And now runners to the corners, and here's Gibson. Gibson is 0 for 1. Lemon gets the steal sign, but his stolen base rating is a 0. He was 0 for 7. I don't know how in the world he got a steal sign. I guess it must have been a failed hit and run. Lemon is not going anywhere. Parrish on it third, Lemon on it first. Burns trying to get out of this jam. Gibson the batter. Here comes the deal. And 21, swing and a miss, struck him out. The inning is over. Fourth strikeout for Burns. No runs, a hit, a walk, and a hit batter. We stay tied at 1. Make sure I get the cards in the correct order. We go to the 5th. Petry back on the mound. Top of the order for the Pale Hose. Here's Rudy Law. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. You're watching Game 3 of the ALCS. White Sox and Tigers. Series tied at 1. Petry will pitch. And that is going to be a 45. That's going to be an out. And that's going to be a ground out to second base. Picked up there by Whitaker. And over to first it goes, 1 away. Here's Pudge. Fisk has got 2 singles tonight. He came into this game batting .042. Fisk actually having a good night for once. Petry. And 35, and that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a hard line drive right to third. But that's gloved by Brookins. And that's out number 2. Here comes Baines. Baines is 0 for 2. Baines thinks he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Petry. He will pitch. 32, and that is going to be an out. It's going to be a hard, another line drive, but that'll be gloved. That'll be gloved into center field, and that'll be taken care of there by Lemon, and the inning is over. That'll actually be a fly out to center. And it retires aside. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Burns on the mound. Tom Brookins leads off for the Tigers. He got a double his first time up and scored. Burns, he will pitch. 56, that's a swing and a miss. Struck them out. 5th strikeout for Britt, 1 away. And here comes Whitaker. Whitaker 1 for 2 with a double. Burns. That's the sign from Pudge. And it's a 33. It's a base hit for Whitaker. Whitaker gets a single. That's his second hit of the ball game. And he gets the steal sign. So base hit for Whitaker. Whitaker, his stolen base rating of 13. Fisk is an average arm. So he would be a 1-13. Do we send Whitaker? Do we send Whitaker? Ben Witz or Chuck? Do we send him? It would be a 1-13 for him to take second base. What does Ben Witz and Chuck want to do? 65%. No send. Okay. So he will stay at second and at first. And now here's Trammell. Trammell is 1 for 2. Trammell not good at hit and run, so he's going to swing away normally. Burns will pitch. And 54, that's off the base. That's off the men on base wild chart. And it says men on base pickoff. Roll a D6. Pitcher has an average arm. A 1-3. Whitaker is out. No, he gets back. We'll do it again. Tried to pick him off anyway, but Whitaker gets back. We'll redo it. Burns will get now pitch to Trammell. Pitch coming. 46. That's off the ballpark card. That's a 14, and that's going to be fouled away into the stands. Strike 2. 6-14 says roll again. Big foul territory. A very small foul territory, apparently, at Tiger Stadium in 83. Whitaker on it first. Burns will try again. Pitch. 11. Base hit for Trammell. Gets a single. That's going to be a base hit to left field. Whitaker will hold at second base. First to third holds, and Trammell gets a base hit now. So it seems like Whitaker and Trammell are the dynamic duo in this postseason. Here's Herndon. Herndon is 0 for 2. Runners at first and second now for Burns. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Burns, he will pitch. 13, and that's going to be an out X. That's going to be a double play. Ground ball to short, on to second, on to first, side retired. 6-4-3 double play. No runs, a couple of hits. Big chance for the Tigers, but Herndon grounds out into the twin killing. And we're still tied at 1 after 5. Another low-scoring matchup between these two. Pretty much, actually, there, Ben. We go to the top of the 6th. Leading off for the White Sox is Greg Wheels Luzinski. He is 2 for 2 tonight, a single and a bomb. Petry will pitch. And 15, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the third K for Petry, 1 away. Next up is Kittle. Kittle is 0 for 1 with a walk. Petry sets it up. Now goes ahead and deals. 52, possible strikeout. 19 is a no. Now it's a possible error, and that's a possible one-base error on the third baseman. That ball is hit to Brookins. Brookins, kind of average. His error rating is a 10. That's a 16. Brookins has got it. Throws to first, 2 away. Brookins does not make an error. That'll be a ground out to third. And now Walker. Walker is 0 for 2. Petry has definitely settled down. He's pitching a gem at the moment. Both teams are only giving up a run. Petry will pitch. And 35, that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a hard line drive right to third base. And that is gloved by Brookins. And the inning is over. 1, 2, 3, go the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 1. Does anybody want to win this game? Lance Parrish leads off for the Tigers. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Score is tied at 1. Series is tied at 1. Burns, he will pitch. And 46, that's off the ballpark. Parrish is a righty. That's a 3. And that's going to be, and oh, wow. Well, a 1 to 3. Let's see. Parrish is a righty. That's a 1 to 3, which would be a home run. That is a 3. So guess where that ball went? Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Lance Parrish. It just cleared the foul pole. Stadium cheers. Yay! Lance Parrish hits his 4th home run of the playoffs. It's 2-1 Tigers. 46 is off the ballpark. That's a 3. Parrish hitting from the right side and 1 to 3. And that's a home run. Of course, if there's no homers, triples, or doubles on the card. But Parrish, of course, had 27 of them. That is gone. Jimmy Jam says, check the bat. Big time bomb for Parrish. Here comes Cabell. Still nobody out. Bottom of the sixth. Burns will pitch. And 62, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is the sixth strikeout for Burns. One away. Here comes Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 2. Burns is still an 8 pitcher, though. Burns will go ahead and pitch. Burns, 41, that's ball 4. Wilson will draw the base on balls. Second walk given up by Burns. And here comes Lemon. Lemon got hit by a pitch his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Wilson on it first. 1 out. Bottom of the sixth. Burns will pitch. And 34. And that's going to be a base hit. That'll be a single. And it'll be a base hit to left field. First to third holds. So Wilson will stop at second. And Lemon holds at first. And now runners at first and second, 1 out. Single for Lemon. And now the batter is Gibson. Gibson is 0 for 2. Wilson on at second. Lemon on at first. 1 out. Bottom of the sixth. Gibson struck out his last time up. He's 0 for 2. Burns settles in on Gibson. Here comes the pitch. And 63. And that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. He'll go ahead and get Gibson. That is the 7th strikeout for Burns tonight. 2 away. 63 is definitely a K, so he will get him out. And now Brookins is the batter. And Brookins is 1 for 2 with a double. Runners at first and second. Tigers hoping to get some more runs. Burns settles into Brookins. And 34 base hits. That's a single for Brookins. He'll come off with a base hit. Will it score Wilson? That's going to be a base hit to right field. And once again, second to home, there's going to be a play. There's going to be a play. So Wilson coming around third. Lemon on his way to third. Brookins on his way to second. Wilson coming in there. The right fielder for the White Sox is Baines. He wasn't too bad when it came to assist ratings. A 1-4. Wilson is out. And he is side retired. Harold Baines gets Wilson at the plate, and the inning is over. That's a base hit for Brookins, but the run's going to come, is not going to score. 1 run on 3 hits, a solo bomb by Lance Parrish. Wilson thrown out by Baines, and it's 2-1 after 6. Lots of plays at the Pentagon tonight. We go to the top of the 7th. 2-1, favor of the Tigers now. Here's Petry back on the mound. And Vance Law leads off for the White Sox. Law is 0 for 0. Top of the 7th, now 2-1 Tigers. Petry will pitch. And 56, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. 4th K for Petry, 1 away. Dealing with the bottom of the White Sox order, here's Fletcher. Fletcher is 0 for 2. Petry will go ahead and pitch. And 14, and that's an out. That's going to be a ground out to shortstop. Easy play for Trammell. And over to first it goes, 2 away. And now Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 2. Petry still got a little bit left in the tank. Question is, when do the Tigers want to go to the bullpen? Petry will pitch. And 15, and that's going to be an out. It's going to be another ground ball, this time a ground out to short. Trammell will get that. Over to first it goes. And the inning is over. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Tomorrow night on the network, we go back to the senior circuit for Game 4 of the National League Championship Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Last night was an injury-plagued game as the Phillies lost Joe Morgan, the Dodgers lost Steve Yeager for the rest of the year. Now these two teams will go each other again. The Phillies lead that series 2-1. It'll be Kevin Gross going for the Phillies and Jerry Rolls-Royce going for the Dodgers. Game 4 tomorrow night of the NLCS here on the network. We go to the bottom of the 7th here. Tigers lead 2-1. Another close game here. Britt Burns, he's going to pitch, and he's going to have to face the top of the order. Here's Lou Whitaker. Whitaker, 2 for 3, a single and a double. 2-1 Tigers. Burns will pitch. And that's a 36. That's going to be an out. It'll be a fly ball to center field. And Rudy Law has got it. One away. Here's Trammell. Trammell 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Burns, he'll settle in. And that's a 26. Again, it's going to be a base hit for Trammell against the lefty. A single for Trammell, and he's on base again. Trammell gets his 3rd hit of the ball game. Now 3 for 4. And now Herndon coming in. Herndon is 0 for 3. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Burns will go ahead and pitch to Herndon. Fans here at Tiger Stadium hoping for a big-time hit. Pitch from Burns. 55, and that's going to be smacked. And that's going to be a hard-hit ball, and that's going to be a double. Will it score? Trammell. That's going to be a double to left field. First to home, fast runner advances. Trammell is a fast runner. He will score. Tigers have a 3-1 lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! RBI double by Larry Herndon gives the Tigers a 2-run cushion. Herndon's first hit of the ball game. And now here's Parrish. Parrish 2 for 3, a single and a bomb. 1 out. Burns will now be a B pitcher his next time out. He's given up 3 runs. And this is probably going to be his last inning. Herndon on at second. Parrish now at the plate. Fans at Tiger Stadium liking what they see. Burns will go ahead and he will pitch to Parrish. And that's a 42, and that's going to be, he's still an A pitcher today, though. That's not changing, and that's going to be an out. And let's see what kind of out that will be. And it's going to be a ground out to first base. And with a runner at second, runner goes to third. So Herndon goes to third base. The throw goes to first for out number 2. Well, that moves Herndon over. Ground out to first. Now the batter is Cabell. Cabell is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. But 2 outs. Burns can try to get out of the inning with minimal damage. Burns looking in on Cabell. And here comes the pitch. And 61. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. 8th K for Burns. But 1 run on 2 hits for the Tigers. They now have a 3-1 lead after 7. We go to the top of the 8th. Leading off for the White Sox is going to be Rudy Law. He is 0 for 2. Petry still has some left in the tank. The question is, we're now in the 8th inning. Would you want to bring in a relief pitcher? Or do you want Petry to stay in there? Does Chuck Rawlings have anything to say about Petry? What do you want to do here? What does Chuck Rawlings or Ben Witz want to do? Keep Petry in there or bring in a reliever? With 2 lefties and let Petry try to finish, warm up Lopez just in case. Lopez warming up. 3-1, top of the 8th. Petry will pitch to Law. And that's a 66, and that's going to be a double for Rudy Law. Law hits one right up the middle, and Law is going to have a leadoff double. So now a runner at second base, and now the batter is Pudge. And Pudge is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Fatigue, he's got it. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got like 5 more before he fatigues, but we'll see what he does here. He's still a B pitcher. Law on at second. So leadoff runner there for the White Sox. Pudge at the plate. Petry will go ahead and he'll pitch. And 26 against the lefty would be a base hit. But Petry's a righty. That's going to be an out. And it will be a ground out to second base. Handled easily there by Whitaker. Throw goes over to first. Law does go to third. 1 out. So ground out to second, moves the runner over. And now the batter is Baines. Baines is 0 for 3. Hall of Famer. Yeah, right. Petry will go ahead and settle in. 1 here now. Do you bring the infield in? You got a runner at third base. You do have a 3-1 lead. Do you bring the infield in before I roll here? Or infield normal? Law on at third. 1 out. Ben Witt says no. Okay, infield will stay back. Petry will pitch to Baines. And 22, single 1 to 15. That's a 12. It's a base hit. Law will come in to score. And Baines now makes it 3-2. Now a 3-2 ball game as Baines gets an RBI single. And now the batter is Luzinski. And Baines gets the steal sign with that. The stolen base rating is a 12. Parrish has a strong arm and make him a 10. I'm not going to send him. Petry will pitch to He's the tying run also. Petry will go ahead and pitch to Luzinski. 1 out, top of the 8th. Now a 3-2 ball game. Petry still got a little left in the tank. He's got Luzinski in his sights. Petry will deal. 33, single 1 to 12. That's a 9. It's a base hit for Luzinski. That's going to be a base hit to left field, but Baines will hold. Although he does say run with risk. I'm going to hold Baines at second. You only got 1 out. So Baines is going to hold at second base. Instead of trying to make it, Luzinski has his 3rd hit of the game. And now the batter is Kittle. And Kittle is 0 for 2. And Rawlings says bring in Lopez. So that's going to be it for Dan Petry. Did a heck of a job, though. He's going to leave with the W. He's going to leave with the W at least for now. And he'll be an A pitcher his next start. But the Tigers are going to Lopez. So coming on to pitch for the Detroit Tigers, trying to get a 5-out save, will be Aurelio Lopez. Lopez is 1-0 in the postseason. He does not have any saves. But the batter now is Kittle. And Lopez is going to be a B grade. So Lopez will be a B grade pitcher for this outing. He can pitch to 11 until he gets tired. So Ron Kittle, the batter, 1 out, top of the 8th. Aurelio Lopez now pitching. 3-2 Tigers. Series tied at 1. Fans hoping that Lopez can get the job done. Lopez will pitch. 22, single 1-3. 4-11's a walk. That's a 7. It's ball 4. And the bases are loaded. So just like any game, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing, I always seem to give up a walk as soon as I bring in a reliever. So the bases are loaded for Greg Walker. Walker is 0 for 3. Walker doesn't ground out into many double plays. They're going to call the infield in, and I'm making that call. So Lopez is going to go ahead and pitch to Walker. Bases are loaded. 3-2 Tigers. Fans here at Tiger Stadium getting loud. Lopez will settle in. He will pitch. 51, possible strikeout. That's a 1. Called strike 3 on Walker. 2 away. What a big K by Lopez. He gets Walker 2 down. Walker not happy about the call. But that's a called strike 3, and he got him. 2 away. Here comes Law. Law is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. 2 down. Baines on at third. Luzinski on at second. Kittle on at first. Lopez trying to get the save. Law, not really a home run hitter. He's only had 4 in 83. 2 men down. Lopez gets the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Sparky Anderson hoping Lopez can get the job done. Here comes the pitch. 26 against a lefty. That would be a base hit. Lopez is a righty. That's going to be an out. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. And coming in is Chet Lemon. He makes the catch. Side retired. 1 run, 3 hits, a walk. A 26 against the lefty would have been a base hit, but Lopez is a righty. And that's going to be an out. 3-2 Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Glenn Wilson leads off for the Tigers. New pitcher coming in for the White Sox. They're going to go to the bullpen, as I would think they would. And coming on to pitch for the White Sox will be Salome Barojas. Barojas, he has 2 saves and a hold. And they're going to let him pitch here. So Salome Barojas will come on to pitch. Burns is going to be a B pitcher his next time out. So here comes Barojas, and Burns leaves with the L. So now mid-late 80s by the time closer was reduced from 2 innings to 1, right? So Salome Barojas will pitch for the White Sox, and he's going to be a C grade. That could be interesting. So Barojas will be a C grade pitcher, and he'll pitch to Glenn Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 2 with a walk. Bottom of the 8th, Tigers looking for insurance. Pitch from Barojas. 63, and that's going to be an out. It's a comebacker right back to Barojas, and he'll throw it over to first for the out. Easy play for him, and here comes Lemon. Lemon 1 for 2, a single, and got hit by a pitch. Barojas settling in on Lemon. Fans here at Tiger Stadium would like to see a hit. And 25. They're not going to get that. That's going to be an out, grounder to third base. Vance Law will take care of that and throw it over to away. And now Gibson. Gibson is 0 for 3. Barojas settles in on Gibson. Gibson settles back in the plate. Barojas gets the call from Pudge. And now Barojas will pitch. And 43. And that's going to be ball 4. He walked him. He goes ahead and walks Gibson. He's a C pitcher. That's going to be a walk. So Gibson will trot to first. And now a chance for Brookins. Brookins is 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. 2 men away. Gibson on at first. Barojas will pitch to Brookins. Fans here at Tiger Stadium flashing their iPhone 16 Pro Maxes here in 1983. Looking at the big-time high-definition video boards. Barojas will deal. And 53, possible strikeout. 17 is a no. Now that's a range play. And that's going to be a range play to the left field, and that could be a double. That's going to be a double. It's going to be a left fielder chance for Ron Kittle. Ron Kittle's going after it. That's a double with all runners score. All runners advance 3 bases. So going after that is Kittle. Kittle's range is an 8. If Kittle gets this, it's an out. If he doesn't, the Tigers get a run. His range is an 8. And he got it. Side retired. What a play by Ron Kittle. Definitely saved a run. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Fly out to left field. That would have been a double if he didn't get it. But it's going to be only a 1-run lead. 3-2 Tigers. Nothing across except a walk. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Here comes Aurelio Lopez. Mission is simple. End the ball game. The White Sox, however, have the bottom part of the lineup. Scott Fletcher due to lead off. And let's see what the White Sox want to do on the bench. And let's see. Fletcher is my shortstop. And I do have Dubinsky who could take over at short. We're going to see a pinch hitter. Fletcher going to come out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit for the White Sox is going to be Tom Petry. 307 average, 9 homers, 63 RBIs. White Sox will need a shortstop if this game goes any further. So Fletcher coming out of the game. So Tom Petry is going to go up against Lopez. Top of the ninth, 3-2 Tigers. Fans here at Tiger Stadium want to see a big one here. Lopez, he's a B pitcher. Lopez will pitch. 56, swing and a miss, struck him out. Petry goes down on strikes, 1 down. The next batter is Cruz. Cruz a 251 average that year. And do I have another second baseman? I don't think so. No, he's good. Well, I don't think so. No, Cruz has to bat. I'm going to let Cruz bat. Actually, Cruz, yes, second base. So Cruz will bat against Lopez. 1 out. Lopez will pitch. And 66. 1-8 a triple. 9-16 double. That's a 17. Cruz is only going to get a single. Cruz comes through with a base hit. The tying run is on. And now the batter is Law. Law is 1 for 3, a double and a walk. Julio Cruz just gets a single out of that. And now Law will go up against Lopez. 1 out, top of the ninth. 3-2 Tigers. Fans are going crazy, hoping Lopez can get it done. Lopez gets the sign from Parrish. Lopez will pitch. 61. And that's going to be an out. It would normally be a strikeout, but Law has an out there. Let's see what it is. And that's going to be a ground out to third. Fielder's choice at second, but a strong arm second baseman turns a double play. We know Whitaker has an average arm. That's going to be a fielder's choice, 2 outs. How many double plays do the Tigers not get because of Whitaker's average arm? But that's a fielder's choice, 2 away. And now the last chance for the White Sox is Pudge. Pudge is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Cutter Historical joins us here at Tiger Stadium. How my chances versus the Lightning? Last year I was very confident about the Panthers winning the Cup. I was very confident about them winning the Cup last year. This year I'm not as confident. It depends, but we don't. The good news for the Panthers, we don't play until Tuesday, which means Kachuk has more time to rest. That's big. We don't play until Tuesday. Our game 1 isn't until a lot of other seasons started game 2. I don't know why they did that, but that's how it turned out. I like my chances still, but we'll see. It's going to be an interesting series. Law on it first. Lopez will pitch to Fisk as Peter Tork joins us here at Tiger Stadium. Lopez will pitch to Fisk. Fisk is 2 for 4, 2 singles. Lopez trying to get the job done. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Lopez lines up. Here it comes. 36, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Getting under that is going to be an easy play for Chet Lemon. He takes a couple of steps to his left, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. Tigers will win this game today, 3-2 over the White Sox, and take a 2-1 series lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! No runs and a hit for the White Sox. As Lopez will go ahead and wind up getting his, he'll get his first save. And a big win for the Tigers. And they'll take a 2-1 series lead here going into game 4. Heck of a game. Final line score coming up. For the Tigers, 3 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For the White Sox, 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Dan Petry. He's going to go to 2-0 on the postseason. Britt Burns will take the loss. He'll drop to 1-1. Aurelio Lopez gets his first save. So a big-time victory here for the Tigers. Now have a 2-1 series lead over the White Sox. Tomorrow night, NLCS Game 4 back at Dodger Stadium. The Philadelphia Phillies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Kevin Gross will go for the Phillies. Jerry Royce goes for the Dodgers. That'll be tomorrow night. The Phillies lead that series 2-1. Big must-win game, I think, for the Dodgers. Who will turn out tomorrow night? Should be amazing. Should be exciting. NLCS Game 4. Phillies and Dodgers. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Tigers just get it by the skin of their claws. They beat the White Sox 3-2. They lead this American League Championship Series 2-1. See you tomorrow night.